Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Live Album War. Today we've got two good ones from the 70s. One, a American/Canadian act who really hit it big in the late 60s into the early 70s. The other, a band from New York with their costumes and makeup and explosions and fire and smoke and blood and their brand of just really decent hard rock and roll, right? So we're talking about Steppenwolf Live and Kiss Alive. Okay, let's start with the earliest one first. All right, we're talking about Steppenwolf Live, released in 1970, April of 1970, recorded January 22nd, 1970, at the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium in Santa Monica, California. All right, the lineup here. So this is just post the band really kind of hitting it big. You know, they were a very, very consistently selling band and touring band throughout the late 60s and into the 70s. We're probably at their peak right about here. Okay, so this is John Kay, all right, the leader of the band on vocals and guitar. You got Nick St. Nicholas on bass guitar backing vocals. Goldie McJohn on keyboards. Jerry Edmonton on drums. And Larry Byram on guitar, mostly lead guitar. Okay, so a lot of really good hits from the band here. Okay, this is another good example of a double album set that basically comes across as a greatest hits live for the band. So we got kicking it all off with Sookie Sookie. All right, hard driving, catchy, groove-laden tune from the band. One of my favorites from Steppenwolf. Don't Step on the Grass, Sam follows that up. Okay, a lot of the lyrical content of Steppenwolf right around this time, you know, dealing with everything that was happening in the world in those days, you know, the Vietnam era, the soon-to-be happening Watergate era, all that kind of stuff, you know, political unrest, social unrest, you know, a lot of people protesting and things like that. The music of Steppenwolf, the lyrics, all kind of had to do with what was kind of going on in the world, you know, very relevant stuff. Tighten Up Your Wig finishes off side one. Side two, you got the incredible Monster. Just a great little opening guitar riff on that song. A really cool tune. Kind of heavy, definitely psychedelic. All right. Almost 9 minutes, actually almost 10 minutes long on this live album. Draft Resistor follows that up. Again, you know, people getting drafted into the army, into the military for the war. All right. Power Play, side three, starts off with Carina Carina. Got Twisted. You got From Here to There Eventually. All right. Nearly 7 minutes. Side four, basically, arguably four of their most popular tracks. You got Hey Lordy Mama, okay, which is actually a studio recording. Got a couple studio recordings on here. As some of the live albums of the day would do, they would have live tracks and maybe a handful of studio tracks. Magic Carpet Ride, very good version of that, very popular song. You got The Pusher, okay, another great tune. Performed very well here. And then, of course, finishing it all off with you got Born to Be Wild. Okay, their best-known song, very influential song, one of the probably best-known rock songs from that era, right, that so many other bands have covered. So let's fast forward a couple of years. Released September 10th, 1975. Okay, recorded at a bunch of places. So we've got May 16th, 1975 at Cobo Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Okay, you got June 21st, 75 at Cleveland Music Hall, Cleveland, Ohio. July 20th, 1975 at the RKO Orpheum Theater in Davenport. All right, and then July 23rd, 1975 at Wildwood's Convention Center in Wildwood. Okay, so most folks seem to kind of, when they think of Kiss Alive, they think Cobo Hall, right? But in actuality, you got recordings from all over the place here. Of course, this is the lineup of Gene Simmons on bass and vocals, Paul Stanley on guitar and vocals, Ace Frehley on guitar, Peter Criss on drums and vocals. So what do we got on here? So again, another perfect example of like a best of Kiss from those first three albums. Okay, and for my money, I'm sure a lot of people will agree with you. Whether you want to start the argument about whether this, you know, complete album is a fabrication in the studio, whether it's mostly live with a lot of overdubbing, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's a live album. We all know that there's been a lot of doctoring of this in the studio, as a lot of these live albums have. All right, but I think hard to deny that the songs on here, these are the definitive versions. I personally prefer, if not all of them, these versions compared to their studio counterparts, right? So kicking it off, we got Deuce, an amazing opener, amazing tune, great way to start this whole live set here. Strutter, Got to Choose, Hotter Than Hell, Firehouse. That's just side one, folks. Killer. Side two, Nothing to Lose. Okay, you got Nothing to Lose. Great Peter Criss vocals on that. Come On and Love Me. Parasite. Nice and heavy on here. The Amazing She. Also fantastic on here. Side three kicks off with Watching You. My favorite Kiss song of all time. Again, love this version. So dark, so heavy. Great Gene Simmons vocals. 100,000 Years. Black Diamond kills on here. And then over on side four, you got Rock Bottom, Cold Gin, Rock and Roll Night, and Let Me Go, Rock and Roll. Really good set, right? There's a reason why this has been one of the most popular live albums of all time. It's just a non-stop rock and roll party from start to finish. Great versions of all these tunes. So much energy. This was Kiss at their peak. Some may argue they peaked a couple of years after this. I personally think this is Kiss at the zenith of their career. Still young, still hungry, just getting set to take over the world. Sure, they would do a lot of great things after this, but for me, for my money, this is, if I'm going to reach for a Kiss album or a time period in their career, I go for this each and every time. So here we have it at the point of the video where got to make a choice. This is kind of easy for me. I dig this a lot. I like Steppenwolf quite a bit, but there's just no match for the power of Kiss here. This is like a third round knockout. All right, Kiss takes the cake here and eats it. All right, no disrespect to Steppenwolf, because like I said, I absolutely really dig this album a lot. It's a very, very fine live album, but this is a powerhouse. It is what it is. Your opinion may differ. I know there's a lot of folks out there who watch this channel who detest Kiss, and that's fine. They're not for everybody. I get it, but I grew up on the band. I've loved them all my life, and there's always a time and a place for Kiss for me. All right, but I like both of these, so there's really no right or wrong answer here. It all depends on what you prefer. You know how you can vote. Little white ball up here with a letter I in it. Click on that. Vote for Steppenwolf. Vote for Kiss. The winner will move on to round 3, which is starting up very, very soon. We're going to finish up round 2 today, tomorrow, probably Monday, maybe Tuesday at the latest. Then we're going to wrap them all up, and then we'll take a week off, and then we'll start round 3. And round 3 and probably round 4 should go pretty quickly because, of course, we're whittling them down, right? So we're going to get all this finished before the holidays. That's the plan. And probably announce the winner either on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. That's kind of the plan. We'll see how it goes. All right, so this is on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. Make sure you go vote on Facebook as well. In 6 days, I will stop counting, and the winner will move on to the next round. So stay tuned. I got 2 more classic live album wars coming up today. Going to have 3 tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to try and get them all done the next 2-3 days. Wrap it up and get ready for round 3. Stay tuned. We've got questions and answers coming right up. See you soon. Bye-bye.